Scott Weatherhead is our next inductee into the 2018 Hall of Fame. Scott's USSSA career spanned 11 years from 1985 to 1995. Over that period, he played at the Class A and above level with several top teams, including Coffee Cup, Roods Roofing, the Twin Cities Businessmen, Sports Heroes, and the Minnesota Merchants. Throughout his career, his teams captured 2 top 5 finishes at the Class A Nationals, 3 USSSA Class A state titles, and 3 trips to the Men's Major World Series. He was selected to all tournament teams at the 1988 Super Nationals in Oklahoma City, as well as back-to-back selections in '88 and '89 at the USSSA Waterloo Invitational and the City of Festival Men's Major NIT in Milwaukee in 1993. Individual accomplishments included tournament MVP honors at the 1988 Waterloo USSSA Invitational, as well as at the Crystal Frolics in 1993. His nickname was Head, and most people knew him for his ability to not spend any money at the ballpark or anywhere else. And as the guy with perhaps the fastest home run truck, which he says was out of necessity because he never knew for sure if the ball was going to clear the fence. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Scott Weatherhead.
Well, I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really excited to be here, but I've got an 8-minute speech, so I got that to get down to 6 minutes, so I'm going to talk really quick. And Reggie and RJ, you're my heroes. I don't know how you did that. 1985 to 1995 was the best decade of my life. You know, I got to marry my wife of 31 years, Lisa, and I had my 2 children, Shayna and Marissa. And I got to play softball every weekend for 10 years, right, in the summer. So, I mean, the reason it was great is because I married you, hon. But softball was amazing. I mean, I got hooked on softball in watching one game. I was 23 years old. I was 175 pounds, and my buddies from Northfield said, "We're going to go down to Jesse James Day." And I said, "Okay, what's that?" And they said, "It's a softball tournament, you know, Class D tournament." I go, "Okay." Last time I played softball was with my bros down in Pamela Park in Edina, and I was 14 years old. And I said, "Yeah, I can play that, so let's do it." So I went down there, and we got these really, really lame $3 t-shirts. I still have that t-shirt, by the way. And we played in jeans and with these open fields, and we got beat like by 20 both days. We were 2 and through. It was done, but it didn't matter because I got to watch the Open Championship game. And it was a stadium, and there was lights, and these teams had uniforms, really nice uniforms. And I watched a team called Coffee Cup. And they were amazing. They launched about 25 balls out of that park, and I'd never seen anything like it. I said, "That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do." So I told my teammates, I said, "I am going to be a power hitter." All 175 pounds. "I'm going to be a power hitter, and I'm going to play on that team someday." And they looked at me and they said, "Hey, you're really not that good. You're never going to make that team." I said, "Okay." So that's where my journey began. So I worked out for 3 years religiously. I gained 40 pounds. I met the right people. I played a lot of softball, hit a lot of balls. Next thing you know, 3 years later, I was playing for Coffee Cup. That was the greatest moment of my life at that time. I don't know why, but it was fantastic. I was playing, this was my dream. And I was playing with Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, Doug Burfelt, Gary Joe, Scott Bailey, Kurt Hornis. And we went to the Class A National. I'd never been to a national tournament. Go to the Class A Nationals. We finished 4th in the nation. And for the next 8 years, every Labor Day, I got to play in the Nationals on Labor Day weekend. And it just didn't get any better than that. I'm going, God, is this the best my life is going to be? This is amazing. And then I played on a couple other teams in Bloomington, and I had a ball. And then in 1990 was my big break. I got picked up by Sports Heroes. Great bunch of guys. I think there's 11 guys on the team in this Hall of Fame. Just amazing guys, amazing team. They took me in. We went to 3 World Series championships, and God, it was a lot of fun. And it's like, it was the best time of my life. And then I went to the Merchants, Minnesota Merchants. We won a state title, and we won some tournaments, and it was a wonderful team, great guys. And then in the second year, I blew out my ACL. And I blew it out hard, but there was no way I was going to stop playing softball. I loved the game so much. It was not gonna keep me down. So I was gonna pull the Adrian Peterson thing. I was gonna say, well, I can heal this thing in a year and I'll be back. So I came back in a year, and I am no Adrian Peterson because I blew it again. And I went to a doctor. The doctor says, listen, if you want to walk when you get older, you cannot play this game anymore. So my softball career was done, but it didn't matter because I got to play for 10 years on the sport I loved with the greatest people I've ever known. You know, there were 18 Hall of Famers that were my teammates, and I played against another 25 of them, and every one of the teams I played with, they were my friends. And softball's not about, everyone knows this too, softball's not about what you do, it's who you do it with. And so I'm so grateful for all of the friends that I've met. I wanted to thank a few people. I want to first of all, congratulate everyone here, because this is really an awesome event, but I wanted to congratulate Mark Dreyer. Mark Dreyer was my teammate. He was a great hitter, he was a great pitcher, and he was a better guy, and everyone knows that. If you've ever met Mark, he's literally the nicest guy you'll ever meet, so if you haven't met him, I want 200 people to meet him after this, because he is amazing. I wanted to thank Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson nominated me. I got to play with Michael. Michael's a Hall of Famer, an incredible player, but an incredible person. He left his wife today. His wife is in Florida, and he came here tonight just to watch Mark and I. So, I mean, you know, Michael, I love you, but I'm not doing that. My wife would not let me do that. So anyway, Michael, you are awesome to do that. I also wanted to thank the coaches. You know what? I'm so glad that they, you know, it's been, I've gone to a couple of these, but I'll be back now. And to see them honor coaches here, because I had coaches, I had Sammy Chambers and John Stranges and Donnie Bowman and Jeff Swenson. I mean, these guys don't give, they don't give years of their life to softball. They give decades of their lives to softball. I was with Michael last week, and Michael said that Swenny just said, hey, I heard you turned 60. He goes, how about you play in my 60 and older team? Swenny's been coaching for 40 years. We've met other people who are coaching 50. That's amazing. So, I mean, hats off to the coaches. Hats off to USSSA. Jerry Turnberg, the whole time I was playing, Jerry Turnberg ran USSSA. The reason USSSA is what it is because, in my opinion, it was Jerry Turnberg and it was Warren Bell. You know, Warren Bell too. I mean, he ran the Dudley for, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 years. The Dudley was the greatest tournament in Minnesota, and it put Minnesota on the map. And people from all over the country went to the Dudley Classic. And it became, his nickname should be Dudley Do-Right, because he did it right. I mean, Warren, you're amazing. But most of all, I want to thank my family. And I'll just finish it up here. I've got 2 daughters. Shayna is with her husband, and she's in Thailand, so it's kind of lame she's not here tonight. But I understand. She's petting elephants and things like that. She's amazing. So my other daughter is in the back, holding Christian, my new grandchild. Christian is 2 months old. When Marissa was 1 year old, she was playing in Waterloo. I mean, I was playing in Waterloo, and she watched me play, and she said, Dad, I remember every one of your bats. I don't know if I believe that. She was 1 month old, but she was there, and you're awesome. And she married her husband, Kyle. She married Kyle. Kyle he's a softball player and a power hitter. I'm not proud of you because you're a softball player. I'm proud of you because you're a great guy. And I've got, my bros are here. My 3 brothers are here, and this is a long way from Pamela Park, guys, but we played with our neighborhood kids and all that kind of stuff, and that's how I got my first taste of softball. But most of all, I wanted to thank my wife. My wife of, like I say, 31 years, she sat in those dusty, dirty ballparks for 10 years, and she never complained. She complained a little bit, but she didn't complain a lot. But she supported me. She always supported me. And you know what? You're the best thing I've ever had. You are. You really are. So in closing, I just want to say that, you know, it's kind of funny. When I feel like the Tony Oliva of softball, because, you know what? I felt like I was still in my prime, but I blew up my knees. But it was the best time of my life. And some people will say, when they found out that I played softball, and how did you wreck your knee? You know, and I said, well, I blew out, you know, I told them the story, and they said, why did you go back? You know, why did you, you know, after you blew out that ACL, was it really worth it? And my response without hesitation is, damn right, it was worth it. It's the best decade of my life, so thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our class of